Sir Michael Caine is more than a celebrated actor. He's a living embodiment of resilience, honesty, and understated strength. Across 7 decades of film, his presence has always carried an authenticity that goes beyond performance. From the suave, confident Alfie to the devoted, grounding Alfred Pennyworth in the Dark Knight trilogy, Caine brought a rare truth to every role. A sense that he was living the life he portrayed, shaped by experience rather than artifice. He never chased fleeting trends, glamour, or illusions of youth. Instead, he built a career rooted in reality, in the lived experience of streets, people, and struggles that audiences could feel through the subtle weight in his voice, the posture of a man who had seen the world, and the humility that made him always appear remarkably human. His career is remarkable not because it dazzled quickly, but because it endured. Beneath the awards, the iconic performances, and the public admiration lies a story of patience, persistence, and a life shaped by everyday courage. Childhood in the shadow of war born Maurice Joseph Micklewhite Jr. on March 14, 1933. Michael came into a working-class family in London at a time when stability was rare and opportunity even rarer. His father worked long hours in the fish market, returning home tired but determined to support the family, while his mother cleaned houses, her hands marked by relentless labor. Their home was cramped and modest, yet it was filled with quiet love, the kind that persists through effort rather than words. When World War II swept through London, the city became a place of constant uncertainty. Nights were interrupted by air raid sirens, familiar streets changed overnight, and evacuation became an unavoidable reality. For a young boy, childhood was punctuated by displacement and fear. Yet these experiences did not harden him. They sharpened his perception, made him observant, and gave him an emotional precision that would later define his acting. He learned early that life could shift suddenly, and in that understanding, he found patience and awareness. Growing up too soon. After the war, hardship did not ease. Michael's education ended early, not due to lack of ability, but because survival demanded work. As a teenager, he took whatever jobs were available: clerical work, messenger duties, warehouse labor, learning quickly the realities of responsibility and perseverance. Even in those mundane positions, he observed people, listening to their speech, noticing how hope and disappointment shaped their expressions. Later, military service exposed him to discipline, accountability, and the sobering truth that life could change in an instant. These years shaped a man who understood the value of endurance and the quiet power of resilience. Success, he realized, would not arrive overnight. It had to be earned through patience, humility, and steady effort. Finding purpose through performance acting did not emerge as a childhood dream, but as a practical refuge, a space where purpose, expression, and possibility aligned. Early experiences with small theater groups and touring productions offered little financial security, but they offered belonging. Rejection was frequent, sometimes sharp, shaped by rigid ideas of class and appearance. His natural voice, once considered too ordinary, became his signature, and when he adopted the name Michael Caine, inspired by a cinema marquee, it was not reinvention, but clarity, a way to move forward without losing himself. Recognition came slowly, forged in cold nights, repeated auditions, and quiet determination. When success eventually arrived, it rested on years of persistence and patience, a testimony to endurance rather than luck, breakthrough and the weight of success. The mid-1960s marked Caine's breakthrough with films such as Zulu and Alfie. He introduced a new kind of leading man to British cinema, one who spoke with the cadence of real streets, whose eyes carried the weight of lived experience. Fame followed quickly, along with expectations, public attention, and relentless work. While recognition brought creative opportunity and financial stability, it also came with pressure and the ever-present risk of criticism. Through it all, Caine never pretended to be immune to doubt. He acknowledged it, allowed himself to feel it, and returned to work with renewed focus. Films like Educating Rita reminded audiences that longevity does not depend on uninterrupted triumph. It depends on the willingness to start again, to embrace challenge, and to bring oneself fully to every performance. Love, partnership, and growth. Beyond the public eye, Caine's life was shaped by love, partnership, and emotional growth. Early relationships often unfolded against uncertainty and the demands of ambition, teaching him the importance of reflection and patience. Later, his marriage to Shakira Caine brought stability, warmth, and humor. Their relationship was not built for the cameras, but for mutual respect, shared values, and companionship. Family, once fragmented by circumstance, became a space of reconnection and healing. Michael learned that emotional maturity does not arrive with youth, but grows slowly through life's experiences, through listening, understanding, and choosing balance over impulse. Loss, memory, and perspective. Loss has touched Caine's life in quiet, profound ways. The passing of parents, close friends, and colleagues reminded him of life's fragility and the fleeting nature of shared time. Yet rather than retreat, he met grief with honesty, allowing sorrow to exist without defining him. Memory became a guide, shaping gratitude instead of resentment, deepening empathy and human understanding. These experiences informed his craft, giving his performances a subtle depth that resonated not because of spectacle, but because they were truthful reflections of lived experience. Aging with dignity. Michael Caine approached aging not as decline, but as a natural stage requiring adaptation and reflection. Physical limitations replaced former ease, and routines shifted accordingly, yet his identity remained intact. Public appearances became selective, chosen not out of fear, but out of care for presence and energy. He embraced a quieter rhythm, valuing meaning and connection over constant output or recognition. In doing so, he offered a powerful model. Worth does not diminish with age, and contribution can take many forms beyond visibility. A legacy of resilience. Caine's legacy extends far beyond awards, box office records, or accolades. His true impact lies in authenticity, the representation of working-class life on screen, the demonstration that resilience can coexist with humility, and that success need not compromise one's roots. Younger actors often cite him as a guide, someone who models patience, professionalism, and steady dedication. His story shows that preparation is respect, kindness is strength, and longevity is earned through consistency rather than spectacle. Michael Caine reminds us that greatness is often quiet, measured not in flash or applause, but in endurance, self-awareness, and thoughtful presence. Living fully today, Michael Caine enjoys a life marked by simplicity, reflection, and meaningful relationships. Surrounded by family and the comforts he earned, his days are filled with conversation, reading, shared meals, and moments of contemplation. He remains engaged with the world, aware of its changes, and grateful for the journey he has traveled. Though no longer defined by relentless ambition, he remains vibrant, present, and deeply alive to connection and meaning. His life is a testament to the achievement of survival itself and to the possibility of peace after a long path of perseverance. The enduring truth. In the end, Michael Caine's greatest role has never been scripted. It is the act of living fully, honestly, and with integrity through decades of change, challenge, and opportunity. He embodies endurance, not in spectacle or dramatic triumph, but in the quiet consistency of character, the patience to wait for life's openings, and the courage to remain himself in a world that constantly asks for compromise. Through hardship and success, through love and loss, he has built a life that stands as a model of dignity, humility, and human resilience. A life that reminds us that the measure of greatness is not in fleeting glory, but in remaining true, authentic, and steadfast across a lifetime.